What's up everybody, Ian and Jeff here. We're at Strength Culture in Clearwater, Florida. And what we're gonna do is take you through some lateral flexion, basically side bending your spine progressions, just to kind of give you a little bit of a different view of mobility at the rib cage, mobility at the spine. Oftentimes people will put these rules on you that you need to flex before you extend, you need to rotate before you side bend, and all kinds of other stuff that may have value in certain contexts. But one of the things that we've kind of just talked about is the idea of finding an entry point and having them load and move into as many different directions as possible. And I think side bending is one of those ones that gives you the ability to shift side to side and opens up, especially on the right side of our rib cage, tissues that really don't get that, especially in a traditional strength training way. So these exercises have been crucial for both of us, and we're gonna kind of take you through a couple of progressions. So let's go ahead and get into it. This is our dumbbell side bend. This first variation is gonna not have a hip shift. So notice that he's literally just bending his spine, letting the weight take him down as his left side stretches. I would prefer you to go nice and slow, maybe 3-ish seconds. And as the dumbbell takes you down, I want you to pretend you're inhaling into the side that's lengthening, which is the left here. On the way back up, I want you to exhale and imagine you're bringing your left shoulder and your left pelvis together. The next progression is going to be adding a hip shift. So as the dumbbell takes him down on the right, his hips shift over to the left. There's going to be a little bit of movement at the belt buckle, meaning he can turn left with it. But what we really want to think about doing is staying in that pure push to the side instead of pushing the hips back, forward. He's essentially staying in a phone booth, just going to the side and then bringing it back to center. Same thing, inhale, this time thinking about lengthening everything down from your knee away from your shoulder on the left. Exhale, bring it back together, feel that oblique crunch. This is our hanging oblique crunch. We're gonna go ahead and grab the bar. You're gonna go ahead and exhale and shorten one side of your abs, bring your hip to your shoulder. On that same side, you can kind of think about pulling down with your hand as the opposite hand pushes up. So on this next one, he's gonna pull down with his left hand, he's gonna push up with his right, and then he's gonna come back the other way. We wanna try to keep it more so just side bending, so try not to let your feet get too far out in front of you or too far behind you. And if at any point you feel like you're really extended, like ribs are up, you can take a relaxed inhale and a long exhale, and maybe even consider starting each set with that if that's something that you're struggling with. This is our side bend on the bench. You're gonna start off with your elbow directly under your shoulder. Perfect. Your legs are gonna be straight, head to toe. You're gonna inhale as you slowly lower your hip, feeling a stretch all the way from your hip to your side of your rib cage. You're going to exhale on the way up. Ideally, you're gonna inhale on the way down, feeling that side lengthen with the breath, and then you're gonna exhale. Try to get yourself up as high as you possibly can, feeling your obliques pull away from the ground, controlling the way down, and really pushing through the inside of the hand on the way up. Half kneel. If you can, get the back foot on the wall. Doesn't have to be the whole foot, but as much of the bottom of or the forefoot as you can. You're gonna go ahead and start off reaching up and then continuing a little bit of a side bend. Similar to our other side bends, there's 2 ways to do it. You can just move through the ribs, but I prefer the one he's doing where he's gonna move through his hips. Allow yourself to lengthen your hand all the way from your knee and then come back the other way. In this scenario, I'd like him to inhale as he goes this direction, exhale as he comes back. You wanna make sure that your whole entire foot on the front stays on the ground. That way you're moving through your hips and everything's not just chunking together and falling. Your knee can move, but we just want it to be pain-free, of course, and you're just gonna get reps just like this. And thanks for tuning in.